Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Soulstorm cast this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got a 4 versus 4 on the Oasis of Shar. Play on Team 2 as the Necrons, we've got Ave Maria, we've got the Kez 1998, God imagine being that young, we've got Nightstar, and we have got Alex UK. Whereas on Team 1, playing as the Orks, we've got Julius Caesar, we've got Jazama, we have got the Blast Furnace, and we have got Art of Dying. So yep, this is another faction war that was played in the yonder years of 2021. I've probably done every single faction war that was played by these chaps during that period. I have triple checked to make sure that I've not already cast this game. But if I have, well, I've forgotten it. And you probably have as well, assuming that everyone has a terrible memory such as I. But yeah, there's going to be 4 blooming Necron Lords bouncing around the place. That's 4 John Cena beams maybe. Or maybe because there's going to be 4 Necron Lords, there might be a bit of diversity in the Forbidden Archive department. There's the Orks. Standard openings for everyone, I imagine. There'll be Slugger Boys, Big Mechs, Shooters. Plenty of teleporting from both sides, however. Obviously the Big Mech has got 1 teleport. Necron Lord has got a teleport of his own. So plenty of jumping around. Another Kez throwing down a face down with Nightstar in the form of a couple of Ghost Turrets smack bang in the middle. And there is plenty to be fighting over in the central points. The Necrons all universally working together to make sure that those Ghost Turrets are nice and up. Whereas, are the Orks as organised? Probably not. And you know what? That's how I like it. I don't want the Orks to be organised. I want them to be aggressive. There we go. Blooming swearing and stuff. That's what the Orks do. Bit of rude words. Bit of the old banter with the verbal side of things. Ghost going to be shot by the Ghost Turret ever so slightly as the boys think, right, go to the middle. That's where the biggest fight's probably going to happen. Going to see Jazama with a burner or 2. Big Mech jumping right on top of them, but they did not expect there to be a secondary turret. Thankfully, the other Big Mech has decided to go on top of that as well. And that's going to be very deadly if the Orks are able to triangulate their teleportations all together. Although the Build Scarabs are being a bit of a pain and a bit of a nuisance. Although the Ghost Turret over here has been taken down. Not quite been able to get the same kind of scenario going on over here though. The Slugger Boys trying to shoot these guys from a distance, although maybe their choppers will be better, but I suppose just in case they run away. Ah, there's another Big Mech. Lots of blue and reds, lots of red and greys. We don't really need to differentiate between the Orc players here. They're all just one mass. One dude just kind of flambeing the side of the Ghost Turret. And at the moment, the Necrons have done a good delaying tactic of putting those Ghost Turrets on the front lines. Orcs could quite easily walk into the Necron bases, all uniform-like, and do a bit of mischief, which I assume, just double-checking, the Necrons have not been building any plasma generators inside of each other's bases, or any other structures like that. So there'll be no swift teleporting around between all their bases, which is fine, as I'm not sure if you could do that in Soulstorm. I'd be getting mistaken, but there's another Big Mech coming in, grey and blue, and the Necrons, all multicoloured as well, are being whittled down one by one as the Orcs start building up their own structures and such in the centre. The centre is really the main bit that you want to get, just because there are 4 juicy strategic points that you can snafu on, I guess. Also going to focus on those Builder Scarabs as well. After all, you take down the Builder Scarabs, you massively reduce the Necron's ability to build, obviously, because builder units build. But then, if they want to regain those Scarabs, they've then got to sacrifice some of their production capability for a short while. Necron's going to have to take the long walk home as the summoning cores are starting to be built up. The red Necron Lord, well, I assume is the leader, because the red one always is, if we go by Power Ranger logic. Throwing down a John Cena beam, got a grey one there. Can't remember if there was a silver Power Ranger. There was a white one, wasn't there? I think. I don't know, there's probably going to be one guy in the comments who has seen all the Power Rangers. We'll say, Mr. Landshark, you Wally, did you not know about the Power Ranger that was silver that one time? And I'll say no, because I only watched the one with the dinosaurs and the one where the Green Ranger was a frog. I think. Oh, and the film where they all got caught in a snow globe. I think that was one of them. I actually can't remember. It's all a bit of a fever dream, as Power Rangers. Either way, Orks are in the Necron base, bashing down the plasma generators willy-nilly. Ghost turrets being chunked away as the Necrons are struggling quite a lot. Thankfully, though, we do have Ave Maria, Abius Popham, as it were, coming down. He's got orange trousers on, which is exactly what the Necrons here were planning all along. Slept for eons to think of a new fit. And sweet baby legs, they've got some drip right there. But that's just a lot of slugger boys. Nothing fancy, nothing flash. Just a bunch of mad lads with a couple of axes. And none of the this plasma generator might go down. There we go. One is down. But the Orks are slowly but surely. I say that. They've been slowly but surely dying for ages now. Big Mech. Give him the old leapfrog. And away he goes. There's always more Orks where you least expect them. But these sides are still under control of the Necrons at the moment. So there is only one, not generator, a ghost turret defending either sides for now. So I don't think they'll be safe for very long. Orcs seeming to have the advantage in the early game. I assume as the game goes on, it will swap over to the Necrons. Ooh, got a lightning field from Alex UK by the looks of things. I think that's Alex's, or it's someone else's. But if there's going to be plenty of melee combat, then a lightning field isn't a terrible idea. All the Orcs now running away from the absolute mess of Necron warriors. And while the Orcs have the late game advantage of being able to spend zero money on just basically farming out the slugger boys, while the Necrons have maybe a less efficient version of that in the form of their tomb spiders, basically resurrecting all the dead and dying. But you know, it's a thing. And pound for pound, upgraded Necron warriors are going to beat sluggers in close combat and in ranged. Blast Furnace going towards Nightstar. John Cena Beam comes down, but that has no effect on melee as far as I'm aware. I could be wrong, but I know they're still getting some good slaps on that power generator. Plasma generator, even. And over here, the Necrons. With that. Oh, what's that? It was a Newgrounds game where there was someone you played as it was a 2D side scroller. And the character that you played as had orange trousers. Oh, that's really going to annoy me, but some of you old soldiers will know exactly what I'm on about. Someone in Super Pants or something like that. Not to be confused with Captain Thunderpants or whatever his name was. Completely different thing altogether. Yeah, no, I remember that. And some of you will do too. Well, there's low war banners and they're all about to go down, which is very unfortunate. A very expensive thing to lose here. Necrons are also teleporting around to keep the Storm Boys away from all their gubbins. More Orc nonsense going on down here towards Alex UK. He is going to go for a tier 2 situation. Also some ghost turrets as well to keep things in good stead. And one advantage of the Necrons is the moment their base is being harassed, they can just come back home. And there's still plenty of Necrons in the centre to rustle the jimmies of the Blast Furnace, who seems to have lost a lot of his war banners. Are you, or should I say, do you have much more tech? No, you've lost quite a lot. That was your tech right there. So you've lost that. That's unfortunate. But what the Orcs lose, they can always rebuild.
We're under attack!
And it's not looking too pretty for the Orcs, although they've got a couple of Storm Boys inside the Kez's base. But some flayed ones will pop up and slowly but surely drain them of their morale. Focusing down on Ghost Turret first and foremost, very quickly able to get that down as the Storm Boy Knob with the Power Claws will do him in good and proper. Necro Warriors now advancing towards the Orc captured bits. Which, yeah, that's a lot of Necrons. These ones are red on the top. Black trousers, they're wearing jeans. There we go. Yeah, just nothing fancy from either side, really, with the exception of maybe these Storm Boys and Nobs. It's just warriors. Warriors and the occasional flayed one for the Necrons at the moment. Orcs have seeming to have gone for a massive Storm Boys now. I mean, they are quite decent at bashing buildings, but they are also quite fragile as well. And 40 blue, not super expensive. I mean, the Orc tier 1.5 and tier 2 units aren't exactly super duper. Where's my camera going? Not super duper expensive. You still don't want to be spending more money than you otherwise necessarily need. But all the Necron bases are having a bit of trouble with these boys popping up and down. And there they are, working in tandem. Brings a tear to mine eye. Necrons seeing if they can push in a little bit, maybe encourage the Orcs to come back home. But I don't think that is exactly going to make him feel all the world. Look at that one big mech. He died, granted, but he held them off for a little while. For a moment he believed. And if he believed even more, he would have succeeded as well. Them's the rules. From what I understand about Orc law. Plenty of Storm Boys. The Nobs. Sorry, you're not Nobs. You are Slugger Boys, but you looked a little bit bigger because you're on each other's shoulders for a second then. Now capturing the relic, and now there is just a mass of greenskins off in the sense that's an intimidating amount. A squad of 16 Slugger Boys. Don't normally see them at this stage, but you know what? Anything to contribute to the mass of bodies. The Necrons might be an inconquerable ancient alien race, but the Orcs were designed to take on the Necrons. Working, well, were they working in tandem with the Eldari? Not really were they were just kind of there. Working against the same enemy. But yeah, well, these Necrons are shafted. I imagine they will teleport back home ASAP. Huge engagement going on down here as the Necrons mass their Necron warriors and use their Forbidden Archive artifacts to basically confuzzle the Orcs. And that is just... They might even outnumber... No, they don't outnumber the Orcs. Not with those Storm Boys coming in. Morale instantly broken, mind you, for those Storm Boys. But they're trying to get around them as best they can. And it's anyone's guess, really, of who's got the... Well, it's Necrons, isn't it? The Orcs are trying to tie them all up in close combat, but even though they can tie up the ones on the outside, there's plenty on the inside that are just having free reign of shooting. And with their disruption fields, level 1, mind you, when it hits level 2, it'll be even more deadly in the ranged situation. Orcs have managed to push the Necrons down here back over. But the assault continues onto the Necron bases. Flayed ones are bobbing and weaving around the place as quickly as their tainted legs will take them. Necron's no choice but to charge back home, but as we say, plenty more to keep on top of the centre. Necrons pushing away the blue and red Nobs. We'll call these Mario Orcs. Is it blue and red that Mario is? Something like that. I know Luigi is green. Green and blue, maybe. Oh, well, the centre's lost once again. This centre swapping hands quite often, I do have to say. It's quite fun to watch. Sluggers and Nobs seeing if... no, that's not going to work, is it? There's not enough. Not enough boys from Jasmer. But he's going to give it a good old college try. You can't blame a man for trying. Plenty of Orcs in Alex UK's base. It's a crime. It feels like as if they're ganging up on him. But such is the way of team games. It's usually the people on the outskirts that tend to get done in the most. Got some phase shifting going on to protect the buildings and the scarabs. Nobs not quite understanding how parallel universes work or pocket dimensions. Maybe if they hit him hard enough, they'll eventually pour through time, but nope. And 3 Necron Lords, actually. Look at that. Don't see that very often, do you? Now the Necrons of the orange trouser variety. Moving over here, wonderful Use of the John Cena beam, and the blast furnace is once again losing his war banners. Let the man have his banners, they say, but no. Too much fun. He's actually got his flash kits out now, so he's in tier 3. And the flash kits are going to absolutely ruffle stomp these Necron warriors if given a little bit of space. Definitely need to save those Cena beams for those lads. Deciding to cut their losses. Orange Trousers also going to go back as well, but just enjoying the battle for a fraction of a second longer. Necron Lord out on his own. And is he going to go down? He does go down. That is very unfortunate. So, Nobs, Flash Gates, Mega Armor Nobs as well. Art of Dying, Julius Caesar, and Blast Furnace. All going for slightly different mid to late game things. And still only Disruption Fields level 1 for these guys. Anyone tier 3? Ave Maria is in tier 3. Blessings from the Perp. Yeah, but it's just Ave Maria. Well, there we go. Well, the Nobs, they've gone off on their own. They've not waited for the cavalry, but that's fine, because I'm sure it'll be okay. Volley after volley sends them a backpacking. Onto the side, Flash Gates keeping Alex UK's boys back. He's gone for his Disruption Fields. Level 2 now, so increased range damage. John Cena beam goes down, but doesn't really contribute much to an engagement, as they were fleeing anyway. Plenty of destroyers. And that is that for now. Will any of these guys escape? Oh, yeah, they probably will. Got quite good health. But with 4 Orc players, that is a grand total of 8 flash kits that they could accrue together. And, I mean, really, against a mass of that infantry, you would normally think, right, okay, well, let's get some artillery, disrupts their formations, and all that stuff. But the only real unit disruption weapon that the Necrons have is their monoliths. And, oh, well, I suppose they're fake monoliths as well. That's something. Nobs now also going to go for Power Claws, so Jazima has clearly got the spare cash money. Got to remember that this was in 2021, this game was, so the economies have yet to crash several times. Inflation has yet to hit the Orc Nation. I remember when Freddos were but 10 shiny pence. Not even a shilling, young man and or woman. And now you buy them in packs of 5 for £2.25 at my local Sainsbury's. Again, makes a grown man cry. Flash kits, even though a couple of them should in theory be dead, the Mad Doc is keeping them alive with the fine juice. Comes the flayed ones, but they're also mortal while they're getting out of the ground. Mega Armor Nobs doing things. Huge exploding thing there. Get a big boom in there. Glorious stuff. Knocks everyone everywhere. Thank you very much. Good night. God bless, as the Necrons have to teleport back home. Yeah, I suppose that's another thing as well, is that every Orc player will have access to a couple of Mad Docs, so that's just a whole smorgasbord of big boomies. If they have the micro and the attention span ready to get it off. There's a pariah squad in there somewhere, but doesn't quite have the sustainable survivability that something like a Nob squad carrying, what, 12 Nobs, 14,000 health in comparison to Babu Kaivan. Check, they're all dead. We can guarantee the pariahs probably don't have that level of heft to bring with them. It's a field of dead Necrons and Orcs at the moment. Yeah, that gun line. If it was like Imperial Guard or Space Marines, different story, like I say, with the artillery. But I suppose Necrons as well, they don't really have much in the way of vehicles. The vehicle options are pretty terrible. Necrons are now sending their men in piecemeal. Don't know if that's going to do them many favours. I mean, I imagine one of the reasons why the Orcs have not gone for much in vehicles at all is because the Necrons will be able to steal the vehicles with their Necron Lord destroyers. And, well, best way to counter them is just by not going vehicles at all. Don't seem to need it neither. But if that is the case, the Necrons can then get a little bit of extra firepower from these destroyers. Necron Lord over here, acquiring all the lightning he could possibly have in his Staff of Light. Brings on the big lightning, and just in the nick of time, teleports away. Wonderful attention to detail by Jazimer. Mighty fine stuff indeed. Now got Julius Caesar. The Necrons are thinking to further establish their hold on this side. Even the obelisk has been upgraded with a little crown. You don't normally see that. They're going to put pressure on there. Centre still being held by the Necrons for now. So much in the way of big orcs now. We've got the war boss to call that war as well. That Waluigi, if you want to continue the Mario references. This poor Tomb Spider is just trying to do a bit of recycling, but they won't let him have it. A thin green line of Necrons been broken by the Massa Knobs. And no matter what the Necrons throw at them, I mean, John Cena Beam will keep them a little bit quiet for now, but they could just walk around and there's nothing to follow up on. Really do need to save those solar pulses for the optimal and right time. After all, I mean, they do about 10 to 15 damage in close combat. Again, the card always lies, but that can't be a good sign. Big Mech now going toe-to-toe with a Tomb Spider. But can the Necrons hold back the green tide? What else have they got going on for them? They're going to regain their Necron Lords. It has to be just a combined effort of Necrons. Are you a real one? It's my question. Are you real? Real as hedgehogs, apparently. Ave Maria. Yes, you are real. Okay, there we go. So it's got a secondary monolith as well, should he require to continue building things. Although you can still build things from the restored monolith. Here it comes, it's slow pace on over, and there isn't much in the way of... Oh, that's an unfortunate place to teleport, isn't it? Right on top of the monolith. Although they don't mind, another big mech teleports over there and says, yep, we can discombobulate that, as it is currently unsupported. It will flash away towards the Kez's base. Where are the rest of the Necrons? Well, they're over here, putting some pressure onto Art of Dying at the moment. Go and see if he can throw down some more destroyers. Lots of ghost turrets to keep them in good stead. But there's just not much left of the Necrons. They seem to have lost all their fighting forces just in the middle, holding the Orcs back for as long as they can. Couple of seconds, focus fire, and these ghost turrets go down. Oh gods. Even the Builder Scarabs can't out-damage, well, out-DPS the incoming damage. Obviously some Necrons attempt to waddle on over, but the monolith is cracked on down. Good night, sweet prince. Another big boom somewhere. Where is that? Oh, that's right there. Killing exclusively Orcs in that explosion, I think. Maybe a little caught the Tomb Spider a little bit on the tail end, potentially. Well, the Orcs are ripping and tearing their way through the Kez's base. Necrons are attempting to do the same by this wonderfully formatted array of war banners, I do have to say. Art of Dying. Putting the Orc in Orc... No, Miss Landshark, don't make that joke. Don't make that joke at all. This is a family-friendly channel. That almost got me in trouble, but you don't know what I was going to say. And I will deny anything. I will deny everything. Oh, we've got a Fate Monolith. But who knows, maybe the Orcs believe. Just ignore the deceive that's there. The Kez 1998, where you've got some stuff going on down here, so a little bit of survivability. It's not looking very pretty. He's repairing Necron Monolith at this point. But there's too many flash gates from Blast Furnace. Opening fire. Nob's also tying things up. Got the pariahs. Oh yeah, okay, yes, no one can check the pariah's health. Yeah, nowhere near. Although you can get one more model, but yeah, still nowhere near a mass of nobs. Flayed ones coming from the ground. But, I mean, with that war going on, they'll just run. Fast as heck, boy, you can't catch them. Necrons over here, though, they're actually... You know, don't say it all over. While the Necrons might be losing a player, so too are the Orks. Tempted to focus down that settlement. Might regret their life choices, though, as they are being killed by a squad of flash gates and a killer can. Teleport back home for why? For what reason? Why would you do that? You had the opportunity of a lifetime. Ah. There was potential. Maybe not much potential, but potential is... Wait a minute. What? But for why? Was it because the Necrons survived and it seemed that they killed all the Orks? Well. Okay, alright. I wish I could summarize the end for you there, but I probably missed something, or... Who knows? In this crazy game of Dawn of War, like I say, you can never really tell what is going on. Mind you, there are still... Oh, you're fake, you're not real, I can't click on you. Julius Caesar still stands. But I'm telling you now, not for much longer, the game is nearly over. So I'm going to call it there. So there we go. Oh, just when you thought the Orcs were going to win, they said, no, we're going to keep it fresh, keep it fancy. Never going to be able to see what they're doing off the cuff. So there we go. So cheers, boys and girls, for watching at home. And if you want to support the channel, have a look at the old Patreon. £1 a month gets you one extra game a week. And there's also Patreon, where Patreon things happen. Links in the description as always. Mazmaris Landshark, pleasure's always never short. And I'll see you in a bit. Peace.